You are amazing, and you don't even realize it. You're not even aware. And a lot of times, I'll bet you even sit there and try to talk yourself down that I'm not. Well, I'm here to tell you that you are. So stick around. I'm Michael Kowal, and let me tell you why you are amazing. So let's start with this. Let's start simple, okay? I know you're sitting there right now and you're kind of going like, I'm not amazing. I'm nothing, right? But the thing with that is that you know that you're amazing inside, deep down, right? Because that's why you get up every morning, and that's why you get angry when what you're doing is kind of less than what you want. Because what you want gives you an indication of exactly how amazing you are, because you can get there. And I know you can. And you actually know that you can, right? If you would admit it. But you're not going to, because you're going to say, well, these people have all told me this throughout my whole life. Well, screw them, because they were inaccurate. They're full of a crap, just as you are if you keep holding on to that, right? But now you want to keep yourself small. I get that. I believe me, I have done that for all of my life. But that serves nobody. Because when you sit there and you take everything that you've got, the spectacular, oh my God, the talents that you have, the abilities that you have, and everything that has happened to you throughout your life, even including, and sometimes especially because of, the bad stuff. Because all of those together have stacked up one on top of the other and sideways and all this kind of stuff like that to create an incredibly complex, amazing person, the amazing person that is you. And you are the only one in this world to be you. And that is the gift that you bring to the rest of us. It's the gift that you bring to the universe. And if you don't share it with us, if you don't let us know how fantastic you are, this whole universe is that much less as a result. And I don't know about you, but you better not let us down. You may want to let us down, but I'm not going to let you let us down. I want you to get out there and understand just how amazing you are. You are like the Grand Canyon. You're like the Empire State Building, which just is crazy to look at. It's just amazing and beautiful. You're like the Golden Gate Bridge. You're like the Pacific Ocean. You're like an amazing blue jay shining out blue. You are everything that you are. And you are amazing. Now, I get the fact we've all been through stuff. And we tend to focus on the bad stuff and the things we've been told and the things, like I say, that we continue to tell ourselves. But the problem with that is that those are all lies. Those are so much less than what you are. And one of these days, you're going to have to admit that. And you're going to have to admit how full of crap that stuff is. You don't have to get angry at it. You don't have to get angry at those people who have told you things, or you have told yourself these things all the time. You just have to sit back, honestly, and really, it's like you start laughing about it. Because you start watching yourself do these same things, right? You start talking yourself down about, okay, well, I'm this or I'm that, or I'm not, this thing that I really want to become. But you are shortchanging yourself. And when you start realizing that and you start watching yourself do that over and over again, sure, you're going to get mad to begin with. I understand that. Believe me, I have too. But after that, you're going to start kind of laughing, because you're going to go, oh, there I go again. Well, okay, I'm doing it again. And it becomes funny. It becomes funny because it's stupid choosing that each time, right? Then it becomes, I think, a lot of times we kind of go, okay, well, let me see if I can go even deeper or even lower, right? Oh, I'm really bad, right? But you're not. And you know it. you know damn well that you're amazing and what you've got inside, the talents and everything else. So it's time to get out and use those. It's time to be fully who you are. And don't sit there and okay, here's another way of looking at this thing too. If you begin to look at yourself as, like, let's say, one musical instrument inside of a whole symphony, you end up losing the point. Because when you do that, you're going to start comparing yourself to everyone else. You're going to start looking to the person next to you and go, well, they got a solo, I didn't, right? Or you're going to go, okay, well, the piano is so much louder and so much more amazing than I am, right? Oh, shut up. Just shut up, right? I don't care. I don't care if you're one of those little triangles or something like that. Those triangles are amazing, right? I mean, they cut through, they're fantastic. So don't think of yourself as one instrument in a symphony. Think of yourself as that instrument, whichever your favorite one is. And I don't care if it's a screaming rock guitar or a set of drums or whatever, or an organ or a banjo or a flute or a bassoon or a cello or a violin. I don't care. You get to be anything that you want. You get to be who you are. That fantastic, spectacular person that you so incredibly are, that no one else can be on the face of this planet. So what I want you to do is think of yourself as that instrument, whichever one that is, right? And I want you to think of yourself, picture yourself sitting on the edge of the Grand Canyon. And you're alone with just that amazing openness, the grand view of everything. And I want you to see yourself playing that instrument. Not for anyone else, but for the pure, absolute joy of being everything that you are, of being that spectacular person. I want you to play there, and I want you to hear that, right? I want you to hear it kind of echoing off the rocks. I want you to hear it disappearing out into over the space, over the Grand Canyon. And I want you to play for your life. I want you to express everything that you are, because you are spectacular. Now, you can sit there and you can do this, and when you forget about everything and everyone else, and you match, you come up and be just as amazing as that view at the Grand Canyon. Or I don't care if you're on top of the Empire State Building, or you're next to an ocean, or wherever it is. You picture yourself there. You feel yourself there playing out as you. And you'll start to understand that you really are truly amazing. Don't compare yourself. Just be out there and play and have a ball. And that's who you are. You're not the person who sits there and takes your little musical instrument, even if it's a piano. You're not the person who sits there and kind of goes into a kitchen cupboard, right? And rolls yourself all up into a ball and kind of sits in there and goes, I don't want to do anything, right? That's not you. Come on. You're not the person who sits there and crawls and rolls into bed and just, well, okay, we get some days. Yeah, you got to roll up in bed and just, this is terrible. I'm terrible. I'm bad, right? We get those days. But the thing is, you get the chance and the opportunity to get back up. You get to shake that off. You get to say, screw this, to all the thoughts that have led you to curling yourself up into a little ball. Because when we curl ourselves up into a little ball, and when it hurts so bad, do you know why it hurts so bad? You want to know? It's because you are not being your amazing self, and that hurts. It's like stopping the flow of that. It's like stopping the expression of all of that. It's like creating magic, because that's what you came here to do. And that's what you are. You are like bottled magic inside. And you get to soar, and you get to call out, and you can be exactly what you are. But you have to remember how amazing you are to begin with. And I know that you've experienced it. And I know on some of those days you sit there and you kind of go, okay, well, maybe I am pretty good. Okay, maybe I am. And then, okay, well, it starts with that. Okay, you got to start with that. And then you start adding on to it, right? And you kind of go, well, maybe I am pretty good. Yeah, okay, well, okay, yeah, yeah. And you keep going into that and you keep accepting it and you keep believing it because it is true. You are spectacular, and you are spectacular exactly as you are. Even with the things and the problems that you have and the limitations maybe that you're dealing with right now and everything else, you are still the spectacular, amazing person that you are. And that's why you have to be that always. Because otherwise, you are denying the rest of us your amazingness. And that's not going to be good. Because we want it. We crave it. We want what you are able to bring. We want what you're able to show us. We're rooting for you. Every one of us. Now, you just get the chance to stand up and do something about it. So you're going to do it now? Do you believe that you're amazing? Because I do. I know for a fact that you're amazing and how amazing you are. It's like off the charts. Now, the only thing you have to do now is get up and believe it. And even if you don't believe it, 24 hours a day, start with just a little bit. Believe it, understand it. If you want to, write it down. Write down those places where you understand that you are amazing, or at least when you're amazing. Because in those other times when you think you're less than amazing, you can open that back up. You can read that. You can remind yourself exactly how spectacular you are, exactly how spectacular I know you are. And you are down to the core of your being. And I don't want to hear anything else from you ever again that goes against that. Because anything else is crap. And I'll call it on it. I'll call you on it. I'll come back. I'll go through. I'm going to reach through the lens and like smack you upside your head. So stop it. I don't want to hear that anymore. The world needs you. The whole universe needs you. It needs your amazingness right now. And God knows you need it too. Because life gets a lot better when you realize and accept exactly who you are. And who you are is amazing. Now, you do that this week. You keep realizing and believing that. Don't let yourself drop down. Don't let yourself believe otherwise. Don't let yourself tell yourself anything less than that you are amazing and spectacular. And go out there and play out. Get on the edge of the Grand Canyon. Be at the top of the Empire State Building. Be floating over the ocean. I don't care. But be yourself. Be the amazing, spectacular, truly amazing self that you are. Love ya.